Okay, so you know how you sent us that article?
Uh-huh.
The one from Petapixel
Yeah, yeah.
from March 26th, 2025.
Yeah, the Canon EOS R50 V.
Right, the R50 V.
Yeah.
Like, we had to figure out what this thing's all about,
Oh, yeah, we're diving deep into this one.
especially for you and your whole thing with, like,
Yeah, my love for video tech.
keeping up with video tech.
Yeah.
What is Canon even doing here? It's like they're saying lightweight EOS cinema features at a low price. What does that even mean?
Yeah, right. They're trying to, like, make their high-end video stuff available to everyone, I think.
Yeah, like democratizing it.
Yeah. So
I guess the R50 V is supposed to be like the entry point.
like the gateway drug to the EOS cinema world, right?
Totally. And they're aiming it at people like you who are all about video first.
Yeah, or at least need a really solid hybrid camera.
Hybrid for sure. But okay, so you sent this to us, and we were thinking, you probably want to know.
Yeah, what they mean by EOS cinema features.
Right,
Well,
like what does that actually mean?
in the real world, right?
And is it even worth your time to like...
Should you even care?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just totally unpack this lightweight EOS cinema experience.
Okay. Let's break it down.
What are like the core elements here?
All right, so right off the bat, the article points out some video-centric features that you normally only find on, like, professional cinema cameras.
Ooh, fancy.
Like a false color display.
Which I'm sure you know.
Is super helpful when you're filming.
Oh yeah, because it shows you like
Visually highlights the areas that are
overexposed.
underexposed.
Right.
To get your levels just right.
Yeah.
And then there's Canon C-Log 3.
Oh yeah, C-Log.
This is huge.
Okay, why is that one so important?
So basically, it lets you capture a much wider range of tones and colors.
Idea.
Imagine capturing more raw information, you know? Gives you way more flexibility in post-production to really fine-tune the look of your video.
Like a professional.
Yeah, like a pro filmmaker. They use this kind of stuff all the time to get that cinematic aesthetic.
I see. I see. So it's not just about having the features, it's about having that control over the creative process.
Exactly. It's about control.
Okay, so beyond those processing capabilities, what else gives it that cinema feel?
Well, dedicated physical ports are a big step up.
Oh yeah, like what kinds?
So we're talking separate jacks for headphones so you can monitor your audio clearly as you record.
Nice.
A dedicated mic input for high-quality sound capture.
So you don't have to use the built-in one.
Right. And get this, even a remote control terminal.
Oh.
For those really fancy pro setups.
That's really cool.
Yeah, these connections are what filmmakers really rely on for precision.
Total control.
Yeah, control over their audio and camera operation. The article also mentions 4-channel audio recording.
Oh, wow.
So you can have more complex audio setup.
Like surround sound or something?
Maybe not surround sound, but definitely more control over your audio.
Right. More options. That's a big step up for a camera in this class.
For sure. They're really thinking about what video creators actually need.
Yeah. But there was something in the article about a potential issue, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah, the HDMI port.
Right. Something about that.
Yeah, so it's a micro HDMI type D.
Okay.
And while it does deliver the video signal, it's known to be
a little bit less reliable?
less robust, a bit more fragile than the full-size HDMI ports you find on pricier cameras.
So it's probably a trade-off?
To keep the camera compact and affordable.
Makes sense, but probably worth keeping in mind.
Yeah, especially if you're constantly connecting to external recorders and monitors.
Definitely something to think about. So the design, though, it feels like they really focused on vertical video and social media.
Oh, absolutely. Canon's totally catering to the modern content creator.
What are some of the design choices that really highlight that?
Well, the front-facing record button is a prime example.
Because you're holding it vertically.
Exactly. It's perfectly placed for when you're shooting vertically.
Which is like all the time these days.
It's like TikTok and Instagram Reels.
It's all vertical video.
And the dedicated live stream button just screams.
We know you're streaming.
Right. They know how important live content is.
Totally. And you know what I thought was a nice touch?
What's that?
The article mentioned orientation-sensitive menus.
Oh, yeah, that's huge for usability.
No more twisting your head to change settings.
You can actually see the menu the right way up.
It's the little things.
They're paying attention to how people actually use these cameras.
Exactly. And then there's the mounting flexibility.
Right.
They put a 1420 tripod mount on the side, too.
In addition to the one on the bottom.
So you have even more options for mounting it vertically.
On gimbals, tripods, all sorts of stuff.
It's like they designed it for vertical from the start.
Yeah, purpose-built.
And that quote from Canon, "The legacy of cinema EOS technologies is splashed throughout." It really shows that they're serious about bringing those high-end features down to this level.
Not just throwing in random video specs.
Right, they're trying to bring the whole experience down a notch.
Well, it shows they're paying attention to the content creator market.
Yeah, they're trying to bridge the gap between their professional stuff and the more consumer-friendly stuff.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the tech powering this camera.
Okay.
The image sensor, the processor, all that good stuff.
All right, so at the core of the EOS R50 V is a 24-megapixel APS-C CMOS image sensor,
Okay.
which is a really popular sensor size.
Yeah. Why is that?
It strikes a great balance between image quality and low-light performance.
So you get the best of both worlds.
Exactly. And it's paired with Canon's DIGI-X image processor.
Oh, yes, the DIGIC.
We've seen this in a bunch of their recent cameras.
It's a beast, right?
Yeah, it's powerful, efficient.
Handles all that image processing like a champ.
Yeah, and the autofocus calculations.
Speaking of which, they've also got the dual-pixel CNOS AF system in there.
Right. Fast and accurate autofocus across most of the sensor.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So while the marketing is all about the video, it's still a good stills camera too, right?
Oh, for sure.
The article said it could do 15 frames per second continuous shooting.
Full resolution RAW and JPEG.
So it can handle action.
Nope, right.
Even if video is the main focus.
Right. It can keep up.
Speaking of video, let's get into the specifics of its recording capabilities.
Okay.
4K video up to 60 frames per second.
Yeah, but there's a catch.
Right, there's got to be a catch.
So it can record 4K at up to 60 frames per second, but there's a 1.4 times crop on the sensor.
Oh, so you're not using the full sensor.
Not those higher frame rates?
Which means,
Narrower field of view?
okay, so if you want that wide shot,
You're going to have to think about that cropping factor.
especially with a wide-angle lens,
Yeah, like that new RFS 14 30mm.
you'd probably be limited to 30 frames per second in 4K.
If you want the full sensor width.
Yeah, to utilize the full sensor width.
Exactly.
Okay, I see. Anything else about the video that stood out to you?
Oh, yeah, tons of stuff.
Like what?
Well, like we said before, the false color display is a huge plus.
Make sure you nail the exposure.
Right on. It's also got on-screen audio level meters,
Oh, yeah.
so you can keep an eye on your audio levels while you're recording.
Make sure nothing's too quiet or too loud.
Exactly. And you can adjust the white balance super precisely,
Right.
using Kelvin values right there in the quick menu.
No more guessing.
It's perfect for video shooters who want that fine-grained control over color temperature.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, the article talked a lot about the live streaming.
Yeah, they really went all in on live streaming with this camera.
What makes it so special for that?
The big upgrade is the UVC UAC support.
USB video class, USB audio class, right?
You got it. And it supports 4K at 60 frames per second streaming.
That's amazing. The regular R50 can only do...
1080p at 60 frames per second over USB.
So that's a huge jump in quality.
Oh, yeah. Way sharper and more detailed live broadcasts.
Plus, they've got wireless streaming options, too.
Yeah, you can go wireless with Canon's Camera Connect app.
And Live Switcher Mobile.
So you can connect and manage your live streams without being tethered to a USB cable.
That's a lot of flexibility. So where does the R50 V fit in with the rest of Canon's cameras?
It's kind of like a bridge between different product lines.
I can see that.
If you look at their compact, hybrid, and video-focused cameras,
Okay.
the EOS R50 V is at the higher end of the entry-level range.
Above the PowerShot V10 and V1.
Right. The key difference is the larger APS-C sensor.
You can change lenses.
Yeah, that's huge. It uses Canon's RFS and RF lens mount system.
So many lens options.
All sorts of creative possibilities.
Okay, the interchangeable lens thing is a big deal compared to those PowerShots with their fixed lenses.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The article even compared it to the PowerShot V1.
Which also has C-Log 3, right?
Yep. So what's the deciding factor between those two?
Like if someone's thinking about upgrading.
The article boiled it down to convenience versus versatility.
Okay.
The PowerShot V1 is super compact, all in one,
Easy to carry around.
but the EOS R50 V has that larger sensor.
And interchangeable lenses.
Right, so you get potentially better image quality.
More creative freedom.
Yeah, you can adapt to different situations.
Plus all those advanced video features and connectivity options, so it depends on what you value more.
Portability and simplicity.
Or image quality and adaptability.
Yeah.
Let's move on to autofocus.
Crucial for both stills and video.
Especially video, got to keep those subjects sharp.
Totally. And this camera inherits some top-notch tech from the EOS R6 Mark II.
Oh, what's it got?
It's got Canon's advanced dual-pixel CMOS AF.
Okay.
Super fast, super accurate autofocus across almost the entire sensor.
The whole thing.
Pretty much, like 100% coverage.
That's impressive.
And it's got AI-powered subject detection and tracking.
It can recognize what you're shooting.
Yeah. People, animals, vehicles.
Wow.
Plus, it's got eye detect autofocus for humans and animals.
Keeps those eyes sharp.
Essential for good video.
Yeah, these are professional level features.
They really brought their A game with the autofocus.
Now, to keep the price down and focus on video, they had to cut some corners, right?
Yeah, there are some sacrifices.
Like no built-in electronic viewfinder.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's actually the first EOS R series camera without an EVF.
They really committed to that video-centric approach.
And they ditched the built-in flash, too.
Makes sense.
Smaller, cheaper,
But it means you have to rely on the LCD screen.
especially outdoors in bright light.
Tell us about the screen.
It's a 3-inch LCD with 1.04 million dots.
No bad.
And it's a vari-angle touchscreen.
So you can flip it out and rotate it.
Perfect for vertical shooting and vlogging.
Selfies.
Yeah, exactly. You can see yourself while you're recording.
Makes life so much easier. What about the size and weight? Lightweight was right there in the headline.
It lives up to the name. The body is about 119.3 by 73.7 by 45.2 millimeters
Okay.
and weighs just 370 grams.
With the battery and SD card.
Yeah. The regular EOS R50 is barely heavier.
Only 375 grams.
And it's got that EVF.
So they've shaved off some weight.
They have. It's also got a single UHSI SD card slot.
One slot, okay.
Yeah.
And they're launching it with a new lens, right?
Yes. The RFS 1430mm f4 6.3 IS STM PZ lens
Okay.
power zoom. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's Canon's first RF lens with built-in power zoom.
That's awesome.
It's going to be super smooth for video.
You can zoom while recording without touching the lens.
It's going to be a game changer for video work.
I bet. Let's talk money.
Everyone's favorite topic.
When can people get this camera and how much will it cost?
It's launching in April of this year.
Okay, just around the corner.
The body only is $649.99.
Not bad.
And the kit with the new power zoom lens is $849.99 now.
Okay, so to sum it all up,
Yeah.
the Canon EOS R50 V is looking like a pretty sweet deal for content creators.
It's packing some serious video features from their Cinema EOS line.
All in a compact and lightweight package.
And the design is clearly tailored for social media and live streaming.
They know their target audience.
They do.
Yeah.
It seems like they're aiming for that sweet spot between pro-level features and ease of use.
Even if it means making some compromises.
Like the micro HDMI port and no EVF.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
But overall, it's a compelling package. So hopefully this deep dive has given you a good understanding of the Canon EOS R50 V.
And its place in the world of hybrid cameras.
Yeah. Video creation is changing so fast.
It really is.
It makes you wonder,
Yeah, what's next?
how will cameras like this shape the future of filmmaking?
Right. What new stories will we see?
What will people create? It's exciting to think about.
It is. The possibilities are endless.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
My pleasure as always.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.